Good morning and welcome to Bookmas Day 21. I cannot believe that we have almost reached the end of this Bookmas and that I've actually managed to post a video every other day, considering I do study full time at uni and I also have 2 jobs apart from that. But I am very happy that I have managed. However, I do just want to quickly mention, I did mention this at the end of my last video as well that I just recorded, that this will be the last vlog in Bookmas because I just decided that I need to take next week to just focus on my upcoming huge exam. So I will film the last vlog today and tomorrow, which is perfect because it's the weekend, so I have a lot more time to film. And then I will get a regular video up on the last day of Bookmas, probably either reflecting on my year of reading or maybe my 2026 TBR, like my 26 books to read in 2026. So a video will still be up and I'm sure it will be a lot of fun. So I will actually film that and another video I have to film soon, hopefully. But we do have some fun plans today, so obviously I do have some filming planned, and I did start the morning reading a bunch in the 2 books that I'm currently reading, which is Winter Garden and Stalking Jack the Ripper, which you might already know if you have watched my previous vlogs. Because I did need to get some reading done for my last vlog because I did not manage to do that yesterday. So I've had just a quiet, cozy little morning. And this afternoon my boyfriend and I are going to my dad's place because we were having like a little game afternoon, so like a board game afternoon with my dad and my grandma and my boyfriend and me, which I am super excited about. I love playing games. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. And then tomorrow, I don't think we have anything planned, but I'm sure we will figure something out to do. But of course, I do also need to open up my advent calendar for day 21 of Bookmas. So let's see what our bookish little task will be today. Obviously, me not filming the last 2 days of the month or of the Bookmas thing will mean that I can't open the last 2 doors. So maybe we will do 2 doors each day, depending on what the prompt says, or maybe we will just look at number 23 and 24 and see if we do want to do those as well as the ones that I'm picking. But we will figure it out, I'm sure. But day 21 says, show your book collection. That is fun. I mean, obviously I haven't been doing booktube for that long at all, so even though I do film in front of my bookshelves quite a bit, I have not shown you my book collection, so I will do that today at some point. But first I'm going to do my hair and start filming a little bit. I am just done filming my video where I ended up discussing 26 books I would like to read in the year of 2026. However, this is the situation. Right, so while we're at it, let's go through my book collection. I will just film it like this because I think it's a bit easier. But let's start up here. There I have my, like, some fantasy series. Alchemy of Secrets unfortunately does not fit with the rest of my Stephanie Garber books right now, but I will make sure to find a solution for that. But here I've basically just arranged by series as well as like size, because I don't like when there's like mixed sizes everywhere. So I have the Crimson Moth duology, I have my Rebecca Ross books, I have Our Infinite Fates, and then all of my Stephanie Garber books. I have The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, as well as The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I have not read either of those. And then my Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Unfortunately, I do not have my Shadow and Bone trilogy there with them. I don't enjoy the way they look, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep those or if I will aim to get a different edition of those. And then some like fantasy standalones in Six Crimson Cranes and The Dragon's Promise. I have not read those either. And then on the shelf underneath, my fantasy collection continues. So I have two like there that I do not have any space for right now. So I will rearrange my bookshelves at some point. And here I have my whole Sarah J Maas like collection. So I have the Throne of Glass series, which I have not started yet, and my ACOTAR series. A Court of Frost and Starlight is missing because that's on my December TBR. And then I have the Powerless series there. Underneath that, more fantasy, we have my Rachel Gillig books, as well as my only Brandon Sanderson book, and my 2 books in the Emily Wilde series. I do want to get the 3rd one as well once it's back, or once it's out in like the smaller paperback. But I just really love displaying those because they are some of my favorite covers. And then I have Vicious and Vengeful by V.E. Schwab as well. I have the whole Entangled with Fae series by Tessonia Odette, I think her name is. It's not in order because that is the next book I need to read, but The Curse of the Wolf King is the first one, and then 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and then last. It's just that I need to know that that one is the one that I'm going to read next. I have my Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. As soon as Onyx Storm is out in this edition, I will buy and add that. I have read it, but I don't own it. And I have the Belladonna series by Adeline Grace. So that is the end of my fantasy collection. Then I start my thriller collection. So down here I have all of my Alice Feeney and Frida McFadden books that I own. I do also own Rock, Paper, Scissors, but a friend of mine has borrowed that one right now, but that is my favorite by Alice Feeney. And then I have some like random thrillers. I have my little like book nook thingy that lights up. That's really cute actually. I have my Lisa Jewell collection. I have only read None of This Is True and Then She Was Gone by her at this point. And I have The God of the Woods, and then The Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, as well as all of Holly Jackson's books that I own, which I think is all of them actually, because I do also have the special editions of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy with the prequel novella to that one as well. And the thriller collection continues. We have Bunny, which is actually horror. I have not read that one yet. I have Final Girls. And then I have my Jennifer Lynn Barnes collection. So that is the Inheritance Games trilogy and the Naturals series. I have a Dutch book that my cousin got me that I have not read yet, but it's like I think it's like a crime novel, The Good Lie, that I got from a friend, which was a very interesting read. Here I have some like random thrillers. I have some Stephen King and then just some standalones. And I have some Lucy Foley books there, as well as The Woman in the Window and Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. So these are more organized by size or color, I would say. Down here, this is a shelf that I'm not sure what to do with at this moment. These are books that I'm thinking of unhauling. Either because I just did not enjoy them, or because I don't want to continue a series, or yeah, like these are 2 of the books in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. The first one has been borrowed by a friend of mine. I just don't like the metallic look of them. So I'm not sure what to do with those because I have read them, so I do want to kind of have them in my Leigh Bardugo collection, but yeah, we'll see. The Thursday Murder Club was a disappointment to me. I just did not enjoy it. It was very slow to me. I did enjoy the movie that came out on Netflix. So I don't know. I haven't decided if I will try the second book as well, or if I'm just giving up on the series. And then we have like some older books. This one I also definitely did not enjoy. I bought it because of the cover, but it was just very, very boring to me. Yeah, I don't know. Here are some books that are here because they are pocket-sized or Swedish. So in Sweden, like the normal format for books is this. So compared to like a normal paperback that you can see here, they are very tiny. So these I bought like whenever I first got back into reading, and I thought I wanted to read in Swedish, but then I have realized that I don't enjoy reading in Swedish as much. And some books I have ordered just came in that format. So we have The Outsider by Stephen King. This one is in English. We have The Four Winds, but I have that one in the normal size now as well, so I will give this to one of my friends probably. And then, as I mentioned, some Swedish books. We have Colleen Hoover, we have The Fault in Our Stars, Stalking Jack the Ripper. This was actually one that I got for Secret Santa last year, but I do now also have the hardcover that I'm currently reading. And then The Pet Cemetery by Stephen King. This just came in this edition, and I'm not sure what to do with it because I just don't like this size of books, but maybe I'll just read it and then sell it or something. But that is why all of these are here. So that is this whole bookcase. So we have my thrillers and fantasies mainly here. And then we have this little like corner middle part where all of my special edition books are, as well as just random. But to start here, I have You've Reached Sam, You've Found Oliver, and When Haru Was Here by Dustin Thau. And these are like the special editions with sprayed edges, which are very pretty. So far, I've only read You've Reached Sam, but I did enjoy that one, and I do like an emotional read, and they're pretty short. So I am excited to keep reading his books. But yeah, those are there because they deserve to be in a nice spot. Here we have my all-time favorite book, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This is the normal one, and then this is like the anniversary edition, which is beautiful. And I have my little Polaroid camera there, as well as Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, which is a hardcover, and it's actually signed, which is why I have put this by my special editions. We then have the Magnolia Parks books in the special edition. Over here I have like my TBR. So this one is supposed to be right here, but I just did not put it there because it's on my December TBR. But I really love the look of those and like the feel of them because they're like kind of a linen texture and they're just beautiful. I have not read any of these yet, but I am very excited to do so. And then, as I have already shown you, the A Good Ghost Guide to Murder trilogy. These are the like Waterstone special editions, I'm pretty sure, with sprayed edges. And yeah, this is just one of my favorite book series, so I needed to have these editions. I have the Flawless series by Elsie Silver. This is mainly here because I just really love the way they look. I love the pastel colors. I have read the first 3 books in the series, so I do need to go and read Reckless next, and then Hopeless, and then I will have finished the Chestnut Springs series by her. And then down here I have 2 more V.E. Schwab's books. As you may have noticed, I love V.E. Schwab. This one I got the special edition of for my birthday. So it has like these sprayed edges, so then I got the second one in the same kind of edition just to have them. I have not read these yet. I do want to finish the Villains series before reading these. So those are kind of my special edition shelves. That are some of my favorites for sure. So then to my last bookcase, we have my like historical or litfic shelf basically. So we have a Swedish book, The Tattooist of Auschwitz, I think it is in English. So this is just a translated version. I found this in a little free library. Have not read it yet, but it was free, so you know. We have A Little Life, The Wishing Game, Everything I Never Told You, The Midnight Library. Yeah, just basically some like literary or historical fictions. Here are mostly historical fictions. So I have my Kristen Hanna collection here. Winter Garden is also supposed to be here, but that one I'm currently reading. And then we have 2 classics. We have Wayward, The Ministry of Time, Immortality. I do have Anatomy as well, but a friend has borrowed that one. And then The Favorites by Lane Fargo. And I have this little fake plant here. And then the litfic kind of continues. So we have my Beartown series in Swedish because they are originally Swedish, so I want to read them in the like original language. So I have read Beartown. I listened to it on audiobook. And then we have Us Against You and The Winners. And on top of that, I have my little cup with Daisy and me. So that's my dog. My boyfriend got this for me a few years ago now. And in this one I have like all of my book titles. So I used to pick my TBR by just pulling a few of these to kind of decide what I'm reading. So I do have that one if I do want to use it. Then we have some dark academia. I have read Ninth House and Babel, but not The Secret History yet. I have one dystopian, and then some more lit fic / historical fiction. I have only read Blue Sisters out of these. And then, as I mentioned, here's my kind of like December TBR. So I do know that I will get to Good Spirits and Court of Frost and Starlight. Probably not the other ones, but I will just save those for next year in that case. I have my little like portable lamp here as well, which I think is super cute because it just kind of lights up my bookshelves a bit. And then behind there is actually a book that my mom wrote. It's a children's book. I don't want to display this better, but I just haven't had the time. It is in Dutch because my mom was Dutch as well as me. But yeah, since my mom has passed away, I just really value having that in my bookcase because it's just her in a book, basically. And then we come to our romance shelves, which I actually have quite a bit of romance, which is strange considering I'm not the biggest romance reader. But these were basically, most of them were bought before I kind of like figured out my taste. But a lot of these I have also read and enjoyed. So let's go through them. We have the If I Stay duology. This one is one of my oldest books. I got this as like a teenager, I think, from my parents. And then Where She Went I haven't read yet, but it's like the follow-up to If I Stay. This one I got off of Vinted for like a very good price. I have not read it yet. I'm not sure what it's even about, but I will get to this at some point, I'm sure. Then I have my Abby Jimenez books. Obviously this one is on display because that looks like My Little Daisy. And then we have the Part of Your World trilogy. So I have read this one, but not these two yet. And I haven't read this one either. Then we have some more romance. Say You Swear by Megan Brandy I've read. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I should put this probably next to the Love Light Farm series because it's the same author, but I think that the colors just match better here. We have Love Theoretically, my only Ali Hazelwood book, but I just really did not enjoy her writing that much. The Before I Let Go and This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. There is a third book out, but I haven't gotten it yet because I haven't read these two yet. The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros I have not read, but I'm very excited to. And then we have my Ashley Pasta books. I have read this, and this, and I did give both The 7-Year Slip and The Dead Romantics 5 stars, so I'm very excited to read Sounds Like Love as well. And then I have two little birds there that my friend gifted me, because if you have read The 7-Year Slip, and if you see the cover, there's two like doves in there that they call Mother and Fucker. And it's just hilarious, so it's kind of become an inside joke of me and my friends as well. So she gifted me those, so they have to be close to The 7-Year Slip, of course. Then here we have more romance. We have my Tilly Cole collection. I've read 3 out of them, and they are very emotional but very beautiful books, I think. They are very YA, but I don't really mind that. See You Yesterday was a gift for my friend, which was also a very enjoyable read. And then we have Ready or Not and Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone. I did get these two just to get to Promise Me Sunshine because I've heard that there is like a very heavy grief plot in that, and I do usually enjoy that because I can relate. And then If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. My boyfriend actually picked this one out for me when we were at a bookstore once. He just likes picking out books that he thinks that I will like, and then I buy them if we're like on a trip, because I have that now to remember that trip by. We have A Very Dead Plant. We have my little Christmas decoration, as well as 3 of the books in the Love Light Farm series. The last one has been borrowed by a friend, so I think it's the 3rd one that's missing. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. But I really loved Love Light Farms, so maybe I'll even reread that around Christmas because it's my favorite Christmas book so far. We have Where the Forest Meets the Stars by Glenda Vandera. This one was one of the first books I got because I saw that the main character has lost her mom and she has cancer, and I just thought I could relate, but then I never got to it, so we'll see when I read that. And then I have the If He Had Been With Me and If Only I Had Told Her duology by Laura Nowlin. I have read both of these. I did really enjoy the first one, second one a little bit less. Okay, we're almost at the end of it, but as you can see, next to my Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver, I have the Gold Rush Ranch series. I think that's what it's called. I have not started it yet, but I got them at some, at one point in my reading journey, I was obsessed with buying books, so I just bought books to buy books or because they were pretty, and these are obviously very pretty and they match those very nicely. I have not read them yet. I will finish the Chestnut Spring series first, and then I will probably get to these at some point. And the same thing kind of goes for the Knockout series by Lucy Score. I did get these when I first started reading again, and I just thought they were so beautiful. And I did enjoy the first two, mostly the second one, but they are just so long. Like this one, which I haven't read yet, is like 600 pages, and that for a spicy romance is just, yeah, I have to force myself to read that at some point. We have another Rebecca Yarros, The Things We Leave Unfinished. I read that earlier this year and loved it, 5 stars. Very emotional, kind of like an historical romance. We have my 2 vampire books by Jenna Levine. I'm not sure how her name is pronounced. But I really enjoyed the first one when I read that last year. I have not gotten to the second one yet, and then I know that there's a third one out. Maybe there will be a fourth one as well, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm really excited to read that one as well. We have Nothing Like the Movies. I do also own Better Than the Movies, but my friend borrowed that like 1.5 years ago at this point, so I have to tell her to give that back to me because I really enjoyed Better Than the Movies. And this one was also cute. We have The Way I Used to Be and The Way I Am Now by Amber Smith. I've read the first one, not the second one. Very emotional romances and a bit slower, but I don't know, I just haven't heard the greatest things about the second one, but I will have to get to that one at some point. And then I have my 2 Emily Henry books, Happy Place and Funny Story. I have read Happy Place. I've also read Book Lovers, Great Big Beautiful Life, and yeah, I think that's it. And Happy Place then by Emily Henry. So I'm very excited to get to Funny Story because I've heard a lot of good things about that one. We have The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. Just a fun read, very Gilmore Girls coded, and Gilmore Girls is my favorite series. The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood. I definitely recommend if you just want a fun, lighthearted read. It just, to me, it's like The Good Place, like the TV show, in a book. So definitely recommend that one. The Romance Book Club, Every Summer After, One True Loves, and Love and Other Words. I have read all of these except for Love and Other Words, but that one is on my 2026 TBR. And down here is not really anything to show you. These are just some like childhood Dutch books that I have. I do at some point want to read. Like I did read the first one again not too long ago, and I do want to read the rest of them. I just need to find the time. And then this is actually a very good thriller by a French author. But yeah, I don't know what that is in English or if it actually is out in English, but that was very enjoyable. And then here are a bunch of books that my dad has borrowed me. So he just keeps borrowing more books to me that he thinks I should read. But I haven't gotten to all of these yet, so I just have those separated to kind of keep track of the books that I still need to read that he has borrowed me. So those are my bookshelves, and that is my book collection as it's looking right now. I am on a book buying ban currently because this is more than enough books to read for the coming 2 years, I feel like. I won't be on a book buying ban for 2 years, but you know what I mean. But yeah, looking at these bookcases just make me honestly so happy. So it's so worth it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing them. videos to myself tonight and to kind of try to unwind and just get my mind off of studying for a little bit before I continue studying again, I thought I would just make a few sketches in my book journal because I have come up with a few spreads that I would like to add to my 2026 book journal. So I'm just going to make some sketches and then I will film whenever I actually make the spreads because I am doing a book journal setup video. But yeah, just making the sketches, or maybe even do my yearly statistics in my old journal, just drawing the outlines of that as well. Because I feel like I need to do something creative to kind of not think about studying for a minute. So I think I'm going to do that, and then I will just show you the sketches once I have done that and the ideas behind them. Right, so you're gonna have to ignore the mess as always when I journal. But here I made like an author's backlist spread, so I will just glue on this piece of paper later on when I'm filming, like making the spreads, and stamp on author's backlist. And then I will just fill out like some of my favorite authors and their backlists that I would like to read. And then I made like quarterly reading stats. And I'm going to make this like a little Dutch door. So I will cut this out, and then there's 4 pages. So we have reading stats that will be visible on all the pages because of the Dutch door. And then the date range, so this will be from January until March, and then the next one will be from April till June, etc. And then we have like pages read, books read, most read author, highest book rated, lowest book rated, and yeah, you can see. And then I will just add this little sticker, where am I gonna add it? Here, at the bottom. So I've just put that here for now. And then the same thing goes for this one. I added a little fall sticker here because at this point it will be autumn, and then a little winter one here because obviously this will end in the month of December. So that is what I have done in my journal now. So I am very happy with how it's turning out, and I'm excited to filling that out. So you will see that as well in my book journal video that I will post later on in December. So I did just realize that I also have not yet opened my advent calendar for today. So let's do that. So today is day 22 of Bookmas, and the last day actually that we're doing like a normal vlog. So let's see what this one says. And if it's not a fun one, I guess we will just swap it out for like day 23 or 24. As we won't get to those. Clean, rearrange, or decorate your bookshelves. And I don't think we're doing that today because 1, I don't have the time. I have a bunch of studying to do. And 2, I don't feel like I need to rearrange them. So let's pick a different one and do like day 23. See if that is something fun. Share the book that made you fall in love with reading. And then number 24 is write down 5 cozy reading goals for next year. Okay, so I think that's the one we're actually gonna do. So we are going to write down 5 cozy reading goals. And I'm kind of regretting now putting back my book journal because I think that would make a cute spread. So maybe I will pick it back up and just do like a little reading goal spread in that one and then share that with you. At least I can sketch it out, and then I can always fill it out like more later, but I can sketch it out and write the actual reading goals. So let's go do that. Let's get out my journal stuff again. Okay, so I'm thinking the spread does not have to be too advanced. I can make like a little envelope where it looks like a letter is like sticking out from it maybe, and then just write my goals on there and just do like a 1-page reading goal thing. I think that's what I'm aiming to do. So I will try that and then show you guys once I'm done and go through my reading goals for the year of 2026. And just like that, I have a goals page in my book journal. So this is the last page I've made so far. I just made it like a simple little letter envelope kind of thing because I thought it would be cute, and then I can either have something else here, or if I start my January spread after this, depending on if I want to add something else to my like yearly spreads. But here are the goals I wrote down for now. I did have a hard time coming up with 5 because I do want to read for fun this year and not have as much pressure on myself. But my Goodreads reading goal is 60 books. If I don't reach it, that's completely okay. I want to finish at least 8 series because I do have at least like 7 or 8 series where I only have to finish the last book to finish off the series. So I think that should definitely be doable. I want to try more new or intimidating genres, and I wrote new/intimidating because I don't know how many new genres there are for me, because I mean, if I have read one book of a genre before, I don't count that as like a new genre. However, I may feel like they are intimidating genres, so that's why I put it like that. I also want to read 30 books from my physical TBR because I do have way too many books on my physical TBR. I'm hoping to read at least 50 for my physical TBR, but I just think that goals should be doable. And then I have read 1 nonfiction book and read 1 classic because those are some of the genres that I have not read much from and that I feel like they are not my genres, but I have only tried 1 of each. So yeah, those are the goals I have for now. I might come up with more. I have space for more. And then once I reach the goals, I just color the little circles in and we will see how that goes. Right, so now that I have that done, I do want to do some reading before continuing with my studying. I think I will just end the night with studying because I feel like information sticks better whenever I read it like right before going to bed. And I think I even read a study about that at some point. And also I do have several more days before the exam, so it will be okay. So I think I'm going to set a timer for 1 hour to read for 1 hour and to actually stay focused, because I do also need to finish my book club book before Saturday. So this is such a stressful week. But let me just get my book and then we can actually see how much I managed to read in 1 hour. I think the book is in my school bag, so 1 moment. Okay, here we have it. Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna is my current read, as you may know. So this is our book club book for the month of December, and I'm currently on page 140. I guess I stopped mid-chapter for some reason, but yeah. So I'm starting at 140, and let's see how much I can read in an hour. I won't be filming while I read, but I will update you with how much I managed to read in the hour. It's been an hour. I have been concentrating on the book the full hour, which is great. I can't remember the last time doing that, honestly. And therefore, I also read more than I was expecting because I have been feeling like I've been reading very slowly lately, but I think that's because I just keep getting distracted. But now I had a clear goal and I had an hour-long read with me on. So that was actually great, and I think I will have to do that for the rest of the week as well to be able to finish this book before Saturday. But yeah, I managed to get to page 209 in Winter Garden, so I'm more than halfway through now, and that means that I read 69 pages, which is actually pretty good for me, I think. It's more than 1 page a minute, so now I do actually have to get some studying done for the exam. So with that being said, I will round up this video. I do want to thank you all for watching. If you do want to see upcoming content from me, do not forget to press the subscribe button, give this video a like if you liked it, and I hope to see you again in my next video.